Good afternoon everyone, it's Behzad here again from Hey World Coder. Welcome back to the last video of how to build an Android app using Android Studio in Java language. In last video we left off from here. We set up some user interfaces in our app such as background and how to add some widgets into edit texts here. In today's video we are going to complete our project and then we are going to recap what we have done and how our app is going to help us to use it as a financial app. As you remember, in last video we had to come to each section and give some codes to our edit texts such as background color. In today's video we are going to make some default shapes and colors in our XML layout, and whenever we are going to implement them in our app we can use them as many times as we can. So how is that going to help us? It helps us to have more workflow speed, and if you are going to change something, all you need to just change the resource code rather than just every layout and going to change one by one. We are in our login page XML layout. Go to your project on your left hand side, open up your app. We are working on our resources. On your drawable, right click and have a new. Come to right hand side, drawable resource file. What are we going to call it? We call it rounded edit box. So the name is completely optional, but this is what I'm going to name it, as a rounded edit box. Click OK. You are seeing this page. We are going to give some shapes to our rounded edit box. Go to your right hand side on this little picture here, click on the middle one, then you see our XML codes. Come here in your selector, just highlight it and change it to shape. Bring the XML layout down. Here we are going to tell the shape how the shape is going to look like. Just write down shape, rectangle. We gave a shape to our XML as a rectangle. Now between these two tags we are going to identify the color and how the radius is going to have the corners. So open up a tag, it will be corners, sorry. Let's close your tag. Radius, it will be 10 dp. We need one more as our solid space, it will be color. Here we choose what color is going to look like our shape. If you zoom in here, you see the corner, it has 10 dp radius. So let me increase this radius. See, the shapes is going to be changed. So based on our sizes of edit text we are going to use to our app, 100 dp is too much. That's why we are going to just use it as a 10 dp. And sorry, here it should be single quote. So just recapping what we've done in our project, in our drawable we create an XML layout. XML layout we change it to the shape. That means we are going to create a shape in our XML layout. We gave a shape what is going to look like. It is a rectangle, and here between these two shape tags we create another tag as a corner. So the corner of our rectangle shape has 10 dp radius, and we are going to give a color to this our shape, a color of white. So if you are going to change it, you can change it here to whatever color you want. Just let's say this is white, and if you don't want to change it, just change it to whatever color you are going to use it. Now how are we going to use these shapes? Go back to your login page. Here if you see the background I put as a triple F, just delete it off. Here we have to import this XML layout's name to our email address. Just write that round edit box. As you see here, it created and it has a 10 dp shape here. So you can use it as many times as you want in any section you want. I'm in login password, so just check the background, delete the code, and just write down rounded edit box. And it gives a shape exactly similar to this one. Now we are going to just give the same similar thing for our button. go to your profile again on your drawable, right click, click drawable, and call it button shape. So this is, we are going to work on our button. Okay, it will open up same file as our rounded edit box here. Go to your right hand side on your middle shape. Here is selector. We are going to change it as a shape. Bring it down, and here is going to be look like as a rectangle. Between the shape tags, we are going to give a color, whatever you want. For now, we start with white, and here we change it to blue or orange. Lock it off, and radius, it will be corners. Radius, we give it 15 dp. Let me increase it so you can see how it looks like. So go to your login page again. In our button, change the background to buttons. This is how your button is look like. And the good thing of creating our XML layouts for any color or any shape you want is you can change here. Let's say we are here using as a yellow. You change the color to whatever, let's say green. Then you're going back here. See the shape here has been changed. It doesn't show here, but if you run the app, it will show up as a green. So we've done here. So now if I am going to recap what we've done, let me bring up our app so we can just go ahead and slowly work on what we've done. As you see here, the button has been green. We implement this color to it, and everything's worked based on what we expected. So we created a login page for the user to log in our app. Here we checked if the user is going to leave these sections empty. Once the user put an entry here, that means they are entering anything. As soon as they're pushing the login button, then we create a logic to check if the user has already an account, or is the user putting any user email and password through the app. So this method we created in our login page is going to check if the user's details are existing in our database, our Firebase database, and we'll check them and compare them to what the user currently put in these two sections. If they are matched, then the user can go to the welcome page, and if they're not matched, again it shows an error to the user. Either they do not have an account or the email or password are not matched together. Let's say the user doesn't have any account, then they can come here and register to your app. This information you are going to ask for the user, such as their full name, their email, password, and the gender. Based on your project and purpose of your project, you can change whatever the information here and ask the user to put in. For this video, we just asked for full name, email, password, and gender. Then we got this information from our user, which we consider as a new user, and we send them to the Firebase database, and we store them on Firebase database. Once the user log into our app, we created another logic here. We created another logic here as to checking if the user email verification has been checked. Why do we send email verification to our user? The main reason is you do not want to spam user log into your app and have an access to your database, because that reduces the security of your app. Then here we check to just let the current user and the valid user can log into our app. Let me to log into my app, and then I'll show you what it comes up in our login page. Here we create the logic again. As soon as the user come into our welcome page, we'll retrieve their name from our database. Then we create a method to show our user the current date, the day, date, and the year of the user. Then we created a menu here. We'll let the user either to log out from this page, or they can change their password. If they choose to change their password, then we're getting the email address they register to our app with, and then we send the verification email to send a verification link to their email address. Once the user change their password, then they cannot log into your app based on their previous password. That's it for this video. If you do have any question, as usual, please write down in a comment and I'll respond them as quick as I can. This video has been finished for this series. I am working on next project, and as soon as I've finished them, I will upload them. Thanks for your time and watching, and see you later.